Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sudhir Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Haribo.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just thought it would fill up with Kirtan, but you know.
No, thank you very much, Prabhuji. So it was really nice. And it's nice to see so many devotees already joining. Is it that some devotees having some problem in joining? Okay, so I saw some messages in the group. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, just a second. So once again, we would like to welcome all our devotees for our Bhakti Vriksha session. Yes, last time we had just an introduction, and this time we are starting our module 1, session 1, and we'll have some nice talk, nice inspirational talk by our Sri Gaura Prabhu, and then we'll have a one round of chanting, and then we'll have a breakout session. As we did last time, I would request all the devotees here to have the prefix with their Bhakti Vriksha name, like what is the Radha Syam Sundar RS, Radha Govind means RG, Radha Raman means RR, Radha Gopinath means RGN. So please have the prefix before your name so that it becomes easier for us to take you to the different groups during the breakout session. But before that, I'm very, very happy and I'm very humbled to have with us today a special guest amongst all of us. Sri Gaura Prabhuji is a very, very good friend of us. We know each other for more than a decade. Prabhuji has been practicing Krishna consciousness for like 25 years. And exemplary Vaishnava, exemplary Grihastha. Yes, professionally he is a doctor, but we always tell him that he not only takes care of the body, but he takes care of the body, mind, and soul as well. And yes, he is like an executive director of a medical research company taking care of so many operations all over Asia Pacific and Japan region. And some time back, he was in Vrindavan. He was taking care of some of the management aspects in our Vrindavan temple, and a lot many, realizations and responsibilities that he has gone through over the years and very, very inspirational in his book distribution. Some of you might have already heard from him on our Vaikuntha Ekadasi or Gita Jayanti, right, where we had together a program and where Prabhuji inspired so much. So yes, let's welcome Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yes, would really like to hear from would like to hear from Prabhuji how to build up our immunity of our body, mind, and soul. Because Prabhuji is, as I said, a doctor of everything, and of course, Mataji is also a pediatrician. She takes care of so many devotees, and we always keep on bothering him whenever we have some issues. So, and we are so fortunate to have Prabhuji to guide us. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, plus spending some time with us. Hare Krishna.
I just want to check if I am audible.
थोड़ा सा इको हो रहा है शायद प्रभु जी.
Well, I will raise my hand. Is it better now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu.
This is better, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So actually, I have come and joined this program to get myself immunity, and not to help you people understand, but this will help me to gain immunity. Sudhir Gopal Prabhu is an inspiration for us, our family and me personally, not only for our family, but many such families like this. So it is my honor to be here. And Sudhir Gopal Prabhu thought that it will be good if Sri Gaura speaks for immunity because he's a doctor. So yes, as requested by Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, I'll try to remind myself by speaking, right? Because a person who speaks is reminded the most of the topic, right? And here we are living in the era of COVID pandemic. So immunity nowadays is a buzzword. Everyone is talking about immunity. Everyone is talking about vaccine. So Prabhuji, I just want to check, it will be an interactive session. Can I ask questions?
Yes, Prabhuji,
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sure. So I just want to check, like immunity, when we talk about immunity, we can develop immunity by 2 means, One is by taking vaccine, and there is a other means also that you get immunity when you are infected, by a virus or a bacteria. So what do you think, which is a better way to get immunity? Is it by taking vaccine, or is it by getting the infection?
Vaccine.
By vaccine. Why? Because you don't know, infection can end up being very severe, right? Or it can end up being critically ill, right? So we have heard that precaution is better than cure, right? So that's why we understand that it is better to take vaccine than be infected. Now, when we talk about immunity for body, mind, and soul, we will try to take precautions for all the 3. And we'll have to take vaccine for body, mind, and soul. Now, in order to protect ourselves from COVID pandemic, governments, they have come up with different vaccines. Many pharmaceutical companies have come up with vaccine, and people are taking vaccine. Right? And I just want to check if anyone has heard the word vaccine used in Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was a pharmacist. So Prabhupada has used the word vaccine in Bhagavad Gita, that how a vaccine can protect us. And what is he referring to when he says vaccine? Does anyone know?
Namasmarana Bhakti.
Namasmarana Bhakti, yeah. In that specific purport, thank you, Mataji. In that specific purport, where Krishna talks about that how important it is to, control our senses and to take prasad. Prabhupada says that when devotees, they only eat food offered to Krishna, which we call as prasadam. The food offered to Krishna acts like a vaccine for a person, for a devotee. right? So Prabhupada says that while all these pharmaceutical vaccines can protect us from disease, but ultimately this body is made up of what we eat, right? Everything we eat becomes one or the other part of the body. So what we eat, we will be. We means the body, right? So we have to really take care and take precautionary steps of what we are eating. And Prabhupada says that there is no one should be proud of saying that I'm vegetarian, because even monkeys are vegetarians. So what is there to take pride when you say you are vegetarian? We should all be prasaditarian. We should only eat food which is offered to Krishna. Now, you might have heard, or it is a general knowledge question, that in India, the cancer cases are not as many as are there in the West. Any cancer you take, lung cancer, head and neck, whatever you take. One of the reason is because in India, we don't consume so much of non-vegetarian food, while in West, consumption of non-vegetarian food is very high. And all this non-vegetarian food is not meant for body like this, human body. The constitution of a body is different, which can consume those non-vegetarian items like tiger and lion. They have teeth, their acidic fluids are totally different, their intestine are different. So this body is only meant to take vegetarian food. Now, food, not just vegetarian, but there is more to do when we talk about prasad, because we lovingly prepare it for Krishna. When you lovingly prepare anything for Krishna, the love, the mindset of a person who is preparing the food also goes in the food, the consciousness, right? So when we consume that prasad, it not only nourishes the body, but it takes your body, it gives the required vaccine to the body to protect it from all the material problems, right? So while a normal vaccine can protect us, we should note that as practicing devotees, we should try to consume only prasad, only food which is offered to Krishna, because that is meant for this body. And also we will develop the right consciousness, right, to live this life. Okay, so first thing for us to understand is that taking prasad is very important to develop our immunity for this body, right? Now, let's talk about mind. What is there with mind? Now, even during the COVID pandemic time, do you know what is the biggest cause of death all around the world? Is COVID the biggest cause of death, or there is something else?
Fear.
Fear.
Prabhuji.
Fear. What else?
Being panic about the problem.
Anxiety.
Yes. So you all are right.
Low immunity.
Yes. See,
Hygiene.
yeah. So in a sense, that anxiety, what is the biggest cause of death? It is heart attack. And heart attacks, the root cause of majority of heart attack is high blood pressure, which is hypertension, and diabetes. And both these diseases primarily are caused by anxiety. That is uncontrolled mind, right? You all said fear, anxiety, that fear of isolation, that fear of what is going to happen with me. And Arjuna told Krishna the same thing in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, that Krishna, I can control anything. I can even control wind. So I can control wind, but I cannot control mind. So Arjun, as a person who is as mighty as Arjun, says, I can control anything, but not mind. And then, does anyone know what did Krishna say? Krishna in 6th chapter replied that what is the formula to control the mind? Krishna said, Asanshaya Mahabhavo. He said, there is no doubt, Arjun, there is no doubt about this, that Mano Durnigraham Chalam, that to control the mind is undoubtedly very difficult. You are right. But he acknowledged the problem. He acknowledged that, yes, you are right. Controlling the mind is very difficult. But he not only acknowledged, he gave a remedy. So what is the vaccine he gave for the mind? You know? So someone is saying surrender to Krishna. Does anyone know what more did Krishna say? This is in 35th verse of 6th chapter. He said two things. Will anyone like to share?
By a constant endeavor, practice to
Very
control
nice.
the mind.
Practice, and one more thing.
Detachment.
Very nice, very nice. So Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha grahete. He said practice and detachment. Right? Now, when Krishna is talking about practice or detachment, there are two things we have to understand. Generally people take the words very superficially. Oh, renunciation means we have to leave everything and go. No. See, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Arjun is very intelligent, right? Krishna wants Arjun to perform his duty, not to run away. So why again is he talking about renunciation, right? So Krishna is not talking about superficial renunciation. He's talking about renunciation of bad habits. Renunciation of bad habits. Detachment from all the wrong propensities, which generally agitate the mind. So here the formula is to control the mind. So he's saying two things, practice and detachment. So let's first discuss about what is there with detachment? How can mind be controlled by detachment? So he says there are things which cause agitation to the mind, and you should try to detach yourself from them. And what are they? Things like gambling. Gambling creates an anxiety. So you should keep yourself away from things like gambling. Second thing is taking, again, non-vegetarian items, which again, the juices, the secretions from those things agitates our mind. Body we saw, but mind also, right? So we should keep away from non-vegetarian things, right? The third thing, all of you would know, that is intoxication. Alcohol and things like even coffee and tea, it has caffeine. It agitates the mind, it's not only mind, even body, it causes so much of acidity. I see many patients coming to us that, I have acid problem with, acid and all that. So coffee, tea, alcohol, let's keep away from them. And what is the fourth thing which agitates our mind? Illicit relationships. So Krishna is saying, Arjun, please keep away from these four things. Detach yourself from these bad habits. No gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication, and no illicit relationship. So these are the detachment Krishna is talking about in 6.35. Now, what is practice? What does Krishna wants us when he says practice? Practice about positive things. So keep away from negative things and practice positive things. Now, I want to ask one question. What do you mean by word mantra? Does anyone know what is the meaning of word mantra?
मन को तारने वाले.
मन को तारने वाला. मन मतलब mind. तारने वाला
mind.
Tool to control the mind. Mantra. और आपको Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, Anand Prabhu might have already told you a lot about which mantra is the most important in this, primarily in this Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. So what should I tell you? You already know everything. Right? You know the remedy, you know the medicine. What Krishna is giving to Arjun. Practice the chanting of this mantra is what Krishna is saying. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. That you should practice chanting of this mantra. Right? So by suitable practice of chanting this, start with 1 round, gradually grow to at least 16 rounds, gradually. It will come gradually. But Krishna is giving this remedy that no problem. This will help you to control your diseases, because all the anxiety is there in mind. And, it's not only about heart attack or diabetes or hypertension. It's about day-to-day problem. We create so much of anxiety even dealing with our friends and relatives, our colleagues in office. But if you are, your mind is under your control, sufficiently controlled, when you practice this chanting, when you keep away from these, 4 things which agitates your mind, you will be in better control. You will be able to better control the situations which come your way. So it is very important that, we should try to take this advice of Krishna, which he gave in 6th chapter. Now is the final thing. What we are we just body and mind, or we are something more?
We are soul.
The soul.
Soul.
We are the soul.
So we have given a vaccine for mind.
Body.
We have given a vaccine for body. Now what about soul? What is the vaccine for soul? Who will tell me?
Hare
This is breathing of
Consciousness.
Consciousness. Because soul is not material, while mind and body is material. So soul is transcendental. Soul, you cannot, give any sort of vaccine to soul. So you need something transcendental. Divya.
Bhakti.
पंच महाभूत से नहीं बनी है soul. दिव्य है. So what should we give to soul? Bhakti.
Bhakti.
Harinam. And how will you get bhakti or harinam? Now we as human are social animal, right? And it is said that you can tell how the person is by telling, whom does he associate with, right? You can tell how that person is by knowing whom this person is associating with. You will get a fair idea about his mentality, right? Association plays very important role in our lives, right? Now, for us to be protected, us to create immunity around soul, what is most important thing? Association. Association of devotees. Because it is only by association of devotees we will get bhakti, we will get harinam, right? Satsang. Association. This program, especially our technocrats like Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, Anand Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu, they are so busy in their personal lives, professional lives, but then also why they are organizing this program? Because they know they have to, like the government is distributing vaccine, our Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, Anand Prabhu, Deepak Prabhu are also freely distributing the vaccine of association for the soul. So for soul, it is very important to protect the soul. We have to associate with devotees, because devotees will protect you. They are the one who are selflessly helping you out. You would have already experienced that, in the sessions you have attended so far, that how caring they are, how loving they are, and they are encouraging us, just to help us out. So association of the devotees is very important. And association, you don't just get by speaking to devotees. Sometimes, you will find that devotees are not around. In that case, what you should do? If devotees are not around, that from where will you get association? There is one thing which can help you. Creating positive atmosphere. How will you create positive atmosphere? By reading books. Srila Prabhupada has written so many books. So if by chance devotees are not around, Srila Prabhupada says, I live in my books. So read those books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of... There's so many books. So association you get from a devotee, and also you get from spiritual books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So we have to give vaccine to the body by taking proper prasadam. We have to give vaccine to the mind by detaching ourselves from these four things, right? No intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit relationship, no gambling. Practicing of what? Chanting, right? So that you give full immunity, good vaccine to the mind. You chant. Abhyasena tu kaunte. Chanting, right? Mantra that controls your mind. And then finally, for the soul, it is association. Association of devotees and association of books. These are two important things. So that is all which I thought I will speak about. So I just want to check if anyone has any question or anything.
Please come more often and enlighten us.
No, I have come here to take vaccine myself. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji is known for his cutting edge research, right, in oncology, right, in cancer and so on. And he really knows, right, what is the root cause. And he has really given this wonderful medicine for all of us. And it's really up to us now, whether we hear it and just leave it. But all of us know, by just taking the medicine from a doctor, it doesn't work. Yes, we are grateful to the doctor who has really given us the perfect medicine and diagnosing the root cause. But then it's all of us, we have to take that medicine appropriately as per the prescription given by the doctor. So we are very, very thankful. And yes, if anybody has any questions or any thoughts you would like to share, please share in the chat, or or just unmute yourself and just very briefly, we just have a couple of minutes. If anybody would like to ask.
We always had this medicine, but we were never realizing. So this sir made us realize, yes, this is only the thing. So thank you for that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. One question regarding to this, specifically to this medication related. So whenever we have some of the like a lack of any vitamins in the body, so most of the medicines are prepared from the let's say from the non-veg, let's say fish oil and all those vitamins. So is it how that matters from the medical perspective and from this perspective, from the scientific perspective, because it includes all the non-vegetarians, where some of the doctors also says that you are facing these deficiencies because of XYZ you are not eating. So
Right.
just wanted to have a thought on from a doctor's perspective.
Very good question, because asking a question helps everyone. So thanks for asking, Piyush Prabhuji, this question. Now, see, first thing for us to understand is that if you take prasadam, we talked about precaution is better than cure. Now, if you take prasad, healthy food offered to Krishna, then it is wholesome. It has everything. Because it will be a very well balanced diet, right? So we should take prasad. Now, all the vitamins are there in vegetarian diet, including vitamin B12. Why? Because as devotees of Krishna, we also take dairy products, right? So vitamin B12 is the only thing which is not available in vegetarian food, but it is available in milk products. So if we see, we have to take care of ourselves rather than falling into a trap of having to face a disease or an infection. It is better to live a healthy life, right? Now, but in cases if you have any infection or disease because of which you have to end up taking some medication, right? If you, and you know, now many even Ayurveda or homeopathy have some things which can help you, right? But in case of extreme condition, right, because you are using this body in service of Krishna, so in order to take care of this body, if by chance you have to take something, you know, you have to consult your devotee friends, right? Or if there is any specific problem you have, we can guide, like there are substitutes available in market, right, of all the majority of the medicines, you know, which have all the vegetarian ingredients in it, right? But in extreme case, if you have, I would request you, you know, you discuss with devotees what you should do in that specific case. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. We are really indebted to you. And as we can see and hear from all the devotees that they would really like to hear and have your association more and more so that we get more and more immunity. So please do join, you know, and really guide us and inspire us and build up our immunity in this process of devotional service. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank Prabhuji by loudly chanting Hari Bol once again 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So now we'll go forward for, as Prabhuji already has given, that we have to take the vaccine of chanting of the holy name. So can we start first hearing some nectar of the holy name, and then we'll chant 1 round of the holy name. So we always hear that, yes, we have to chant together with the absorption. Okay. See, in this present age, quarrel take place even for trifles, and therefore the Shastras have recommended for this age a common platform for realization, namely chanting the holy names of the Lord. People can hold meetings to glorify their Lord in their respective languages and with melodious songs. And if such performances are executed in an offenseless manner, it is certain that the participants will gradually attain spiritual perfection without having to undergo more rigorous methods. At such meetings, everyone, the learned and the foolish, the rich and the poor, the Hindus and the Muslims, the Englishmen and the Indians, and the Chandalas and the Brahmanas can all hear the transcendental sounds and thus cleanse the dust of material association from the mirror of the heart. To confirm the Lord's mission, all the people of the world will accept the holy name of the Lord as a common platform for the universal religion of mankind. This is quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto in the introduction. How Srila Prabhupada is really giving this common universal medicine for all of us, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. We have to just faithfully accept this medicine, you know, into our heart. So let's take the shelter of the father of Sankirtan, Sri Panchatattva, and then faithfully, attentively, and distinctly chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Radha Sivasti Gaura.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Sivasadi Gaur Bhakti. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti
Sri Hare Krishna Mahamantra Sankirtan Yajna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. So I hope all of you have now have the prefix with your Bhakti Vriksha name. So once again, I would like to remind that now we'll be going to the breakout session where we'll be discussing a passage for discussion and we'll be discussing from Bhagavad Gita. All of you have been hearing sloka a day. Today is the time for you to share or to clarify and to recollect and to contemplate on these verses. And then we'll have some passages for discussion that we have already sent it. So I still see that some of you have not have the prefix. I would request all of you to have the prefix. So basically, if you're part of a group like Syam Sundar BV, means like Radha Syam Sundar means RS, please use the prefix, rename yourself. Or if you're part of Radha Govind, then you have to prefix as a RG. If you're part of Radha Gopinath, RGN. And if you're part of Radha Raman, prefix as a RR. Please do so. Now we'll move to our group breakout session. So Deepak Prabhu, can we get started? Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Gita Bansal Mataji, Kalpana Prasad Mataji, I think you are part of
RR Prabhu.
RR, okay. And Veenam Sunita Mataji, Gita Bansal Mataji, you are part of which group? Gita Bansal Mataji or Srinivas Raju? RS, Radha Syam Sundar, okay. And about Srinivas Raju? Okay. So I would request Sirisa Mataji has not yet joined. I would request her to please join to the Radha Gopinath and Asutosh Prabhu to Radha Syam Sundar. Okay, I still see Ankita Mataji. You're part of which group? Ankita, you're already there?
Yeah, I have assigned Prabhu.
Okay. Radha. Okay, I think already started. There still are some members like Manjula Mataji, and Asutosh Prabhuji. Please accept and you go to the respective rooms. Ruma Sarkar Mataji, please go to the Radha Sam Sundar. Asutosh Prabhu, please go to Radha Sam Sundar. Suchitra Mataji, please go to Radha Raman. Shivani, please go to your room.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Go to Radha Govind. Saroja Mataji to Radha Sam Sundar. Okay. Okay, still I see some devotees are here. Okay, let me go to some room today. Asutosh Pradhan, please go to Radha Sam Sundar. Okay. Ruma Sarkar Mataji, please go to Radha Sam Sundar. Suchitra Mataji, please go to Radha Raman. RR. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Okay. Okay, Asutosh Prabhu and Bina Mataji, please go to your respective rooms. Can I go to rooms? Okay. Mataji, maybe you can send me to Radha Govind or Radha Sam Sundar. Maybe you can send me to Radha Sam Sundar.
Okay, Prabhu.